Welcome back. What are some of the major reasons to go automatic? Well, let's take a look.
With a background in mechanics, Jiada designs and plans RBD's upgrades himself. The screen processing machines cost the company 36,000 yuan each to make, but they replace workers who are paid 5,000 yuan per person per month. Do the math and you'll see the machines pay for themselves in just over 7 months. Hu is now developing automated machines for the screen printing stage, and he estimates that within 3 months, 300 new machines will replace hundreds more workers. RBD Tech expects an 18-month return on investment on the more advanced machines. But the company seems to have become cautious about making the plan too smart.
你像我一个车间大概有将近200台 CNC。
I have about 200 CNC machines in each workshop, meaning that I save 200 people, but there's still about 20 people working in the workshop. I can take them out and replace them with robotic arms to perform the action of picking up finished products and moving them to the next stage of processing. But how much would that cost? To adopt a fully automated production line would be 8 million yuan. But how many people would that save? 20 people. And so it costs you 400,000 to replace each of those people. It takes you 80 months, about 7 years to recover the costs. That would be 8 years if you take into account financial costs. It's not worth it.
Hu says the industry is changing too fast for companies to make investments that don't see quick returns, but he's still budgeting 20 or 30 million yuan a year for future improvements. Luckily for companies in Dongguan, the government allows a 10% subsidy on one replacement project every year, with a maximum amount of 2 million for each project. Those using machines and robots made in Dongguan itself can get an extra 5% back.
给到这个钱算不多。
It's not a huge amount of money, but it gives you extra incentive to take up the innovation plan, and it's only available here in Dongguan. You can use part of that to encourage the R&D personnel. They feel a sense of accomplishment getting recognition from the government and the boss.
Hu is trying to reduce production costs by building and upgrading his own system. But he isn't interested in making money on the machines he makes, figuring they would be copied if he sold them to others. But things are different at Simtech. Having been working on system integration for its own production, the company is now keen for other mobile phone and consumer electronics makers to adopt its system. And that has turned into a new business for the company.
We had a very simple reason when we wanted to upgrade to an automated factory 3 years ago. The market was very competitive, so we only wanted to replace labor with the machines where it could make us more competitive. But our vision has changed now with the promotion of the Made in China 2025 strategy. We also want to be part of the automation business.
Simtech sees great potential in the new business, as China is now the world's largest consumer of industrial robots. According to the International Federation of Robotics, China bought about a quarter of the 225,000 industrial robots sold around the world last year, growing year on year by 54%. Currently, every 10,000 workers in China's manufacturing industry have only 30 robots helping them, much lower than in many other countries. There's a lot of room to grow, and all those robots need to work through different systems. A great opportunity for Simtech. But there's one problem. It has no experience in system integration.
3年之前我们开始做集成项目自动化改造的时候，只要我们是白手起家。
We didn't know anything when we started the automation project 3 years ago. We faced problems including lack of skills, finding suppliers, and finding the right people. To solve these problems, we brought in some specialists from abroad, and we set up a production alliance that allowed us to integrate good business resources into our company.
So far, to support its new business, the company has bought 8 other robots that specialize in different areas of mobile phone production. And since it's now seen as an industry role model by the Shanghai government, the company can apply for financial help up to 8 million yuan with its innovations.
Professor, we know that machines have a lot of advantages over human beings, but what are some of the big advantages for these machines in particular?
Well, first off, I think they're more cost efficient and they're also very competitive. And secondly, they're also, in a sense, can guarantee a timely delivery. And lastly, I think they can guarantee quality. Everything produced by them are quality good.
That's right. They're errorless. If you give them some standards, they will make sure that they apply those standards.
In a sense, yes. I mean, they are very, very obedient. They can read. They can absolutely produce something right to the front.
Work 24 hours a day, no complaints either.
No complaints. Wow.
Professor, so research and development is important for every sector, but especially for the manufacturing sector right now.
Well, I agree. I think that R&D are very important in terms of reducing the cost. The cost in terms of the labor, the cost of production, and the cost of everything in this very process. Secondly, I think that it's also be conducive to system integration. This whole process is all about integrating all kinds of advanced system together so that they can be applied in this very manufacturing field.
From a policy perspective, we also see China pushing this sort of integration and this sort of research development towards the manufacturing sector as well. We have something called Industry 4.0.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, this is almost like a national policy to upgrade the industry and an industry towards this 4.0 level so that they can be really up to the front.
Professor, what are some of the major innovations here?
Well, first thing first, I think it is the system integration. See, robots actually involves quite sophisticated technology, and so in this sense, it's a system. It's a system that you need to integrate them so that you can make them function. Secondly, once again, to emphasize the better knowledge of the local markets. I mean, once you have these robots, and the robots' technology must be suitable to the local market. And lastly, I think how to use this new technology in this very local market, because not all technology is suitable to this very local market. And so you have to customize this new technology and to apply them to certain sectors of the manufacturing industry.
That's right. Innovation is something we have to talk about when we talk about the robotics market. Well, time for another break, but we'll look at China's robotics market when we return.